Four senators running for president may be off of the campaign trail for the impeachment trial, but there's still a lot of news out of Iowa ahead of next week's caucuses. CBS News political correspondent Ed O'Keefe reports from a mock caucus at Drake University in Des Moines.
The Iowa caucus is now officially less than 1 week away, and tonight here at Drake University, students are putting in one more rehearsal so that they have a sense of how exactly this works with the various campaigns trying to recruit college students. Just one of the many things they have to do in the closing days of this campaign. And while much of the political world's attention is on that impeachment trial back in Washington, remember, there are a handful of candidates still here in Iowa. Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg especially plan to spend every single hour until the caucus now here in the Hawkeye State. And while he's campaigning across Iowa, Joe Biden was drawing attention today to what is going on back in Washington, calling out the fact that the trial could potentially play to his advantage. Take a look, for example, at this exchange he had with reporters this morning over whether or not he would actually want to testify.
I have nothing to defend. This is all a game. Even if they bring me up, no one has said I've done anything that was wrong, period. What is there to defend? This is all. The reason he's being impeached is because he tried to get the government to smear me and they wouldn't. Come on.
Later in the day, Biden called out Bernie Sanders for remarks he made to Norah O'Donnell in an interview last Friday on the CBS Evening News. You may remember Norah asked Sanders exactly how much his plan, especially for Medicare for All, would cost, and Sanders admitted he doesn't know, saying that it's impossible to know the exact figure. Well, that's been seized on by several rival campaigns as an example of the lack of seriousness behind Sanders' proposal. Biden himself today called out Sanders for those remarks.
This does not cost, as everyone says, a minimum of $3.5 trillion per year, which is double the entire federal budget that is paid for now. But even Bernie says, and by the way, but we don't really know how much it's going to cost. We'll find out.
Another moderate in the race, Amy Klobuchar, is also drawing attention to Sanders' comments. We spoke with her Sunday night before she went back to Washington for the impeachment trial, and she also seized on what Sanders had to say about the lack of specificity in his plan. Take a listen.
That is the difference between a plan and a pipe dream. And I've been really careful to show how I'm going to pay for every single thing I have proposed in realistic ways, including my health care plan. And I think we already have someone that's running up the debt in the White House. And Donald Trump has been treating people like poker chips in one of his bankrupt casinos. I think it is really important that we have a candidate leading the ticket who's going to be able to take on Donald Trump on that very issue.
In conversations today with various representatives of the leading campaigns, they all agree with what the polling showed in recent days, that this remains a jump ball, with Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg leading the field, and any one of them potentially ending up on top, and Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar still significant factors. Lana?
I love those enthusiastic caucus goers behind you, Ed O'Keefe. Thank you.